So apparently Bronwyn and Brittany out here gobbling up all the pain. We are back for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, episode 2, Law and Out of Order. Y'all, Heather says she tired of these damn kids. She said, I cannot wait for y'all ass to get up out my house. Lord. So I can have some time back to myself. It has just been all about these kids, and they just bring me back to the Mormon days when I had to be a Mormon. I am young, wild, and free, girl. I am reborn. I'm ready to get out on the town. I'm ready to just live my life. I got this body. I'm snatched. My face is pulled. I am ready to get out here and live it up. Okay, y'all got to go. And everybody just looking at her like, can't relate. I love my kids. My kids can stay as long as they want to. Braun was saying, shit, I'm trying to keep my kid. Like, I done moved the boyfriend in. I don't want my kids to go nowhere. So, girl, that's how you feel? Okay. All right. If that's how you feel, I guess. But don't expect us to chime in and agree with you, because they certainly did not. It was very much. I'm like, oh, all right, Heather. But I don't know if I would have moved my daughter's boyfriend in. That's bold. That's bold. And you got him cooking and making y'all meals and stuff. All right, Bronwyn. But they're still at Camp Crystal Lake, but they packing up to leave. You know, now that we done had the record scratch moment, they like, all right, it's time to go. Because y'all starting to do too much. Y'all revealing a little too much tea. Heather, you might have wanted to keep that to yourself. And so we back in Salt Lake. And we see Heather driving, and the views are just so gorgeous. I would love to visit Salt Lake. I don't know if I could live there, but I would love to visit and stay there for maybe like a week or something. But yeah, so she is meeting up with Lisa. Lisa has arrived. Lisa is back on our screens. And they go to this restaurant. Oh my goodness, the food looks so good. I'm like, oh, please eat the food. Like, why do y'all always let the food just sit there and go to waste? I cannot stand when I see these just bomb looking plates on these tables, and they hire all of these chefs and go to all these fancy restaurants, and the food just sits there. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Do y'all know how many of us would love to go to these little fancy ass restaurants? And then you got my sis in the background. She just looking, who the hell are y'all? Like, y'all, you got a camera following you? I ain't never seen these people in my life. I have never seen one of the extras in the background just be staring into the camera. And I've always wondered that, because I'm like, when y'all go to these places to film, I would imagine you naturally are going to look over. Like, there's a whole production going on in front of you. There's booms. There's the guy with the little thing to like have the light go a certain way. There's lighting. There's microphones. There's camera people. There's directors and producers and shit. So I've always envisioned like, well, how does this really work? That's why I'd be like, these gotta be like paid extras. But my sis was all up in the camera. She said, who's them? What they got going on over there? Over here filming. I'm like, yes, girl, you better get your camera time. I ain't mad at you. But yeah, so we having a conversation with Lisa. Heather's catching Lisa up. She's like, girl, they was talking about you. And they was spilling all your tea. They was talking about your businesses, how your businesses are flop, how you finna get sued, how you over here scheming, and you getting sued, and you about to be like Jen Shaw, and they about to come arrest you on this show, girl. And so, Lisa, Lisa popped off. They did what? Huh? Who was defending me? It was Meredith doing? And she's like, well, Meredith was being Meredith. And she's like, oh, so you didn't say anything. What was Angie doing? What was Bronwyn doing? What was Whitney doing? She didn't bring up Brittany. No, Brittany, it fell flat. They didn't even remember you. You did all of that trying to defend Lisa and have a moment. She didn't ask about everybody else and didn't even think about you. And Heather didn't even think to mention that you defended her when she asked, did anybody defend her? And so she gets emotional because she's like, nobody defended me. It was just you, not even Mare. And she's like, see, this is why I don't fuck with y'all. Y'all some fake ass hoes. Y'all really sat there and was talking about me and nobody defended me, not even the girl who's supposed to be my best friend, even though I call her all types of bitches and hoes and says she be doing this and doing that. I dragged her, but she ain't speak up for me. She ain't defend me. I'm Lisa, bitch. I'm Lisa. How y'all not going to defend me? How y'all want to talk about me not defend me? All right, but yeah, so Lisa starts crying, which I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting her to have like a whole breakdown moment, but Lisa's clearly going through something. So it's written all over her face, all over her body language. She just looks disheveled. You could just see it all on her. Like there ain't no peace at home. Something going on at home. So yeah, we end that scene and we go over to Bronwyn and Whitney. They're out on the slopes skiing, looking like some professionals. They know what they're doing. I'm like, all right, I see y'all. They make it look fun and they make it look easy, and I know it's not. So I certainly ain't gonna even attempt it because I be done fell down the whole damn mountain. But they bonding or whatever over they hate for Lisa, and Bronwyn talks about the lawsuit, and she's like, look, there's an alleged mystery man that let her put all these charges on his Amex, and she asked him not to tell her husband John about it. What's going on with that? That's very suspicious. And then she brings up that, you know, Lisa pretty much acknowledged that she's aware of the debt and these charges, but there was no official repayment plan in place and that it's too old to be paying on that. She said, girl, it's been 7 years. Wipe that off. Let me get on Credit Karma and file a dispute. Okay. And they like, girl, because you be up here wanting to know all of our finances. You was up here dragging me for not buying that $50 million necklace or however much it was, that expensive ass necklace. Oh yeah, that was something else I forgot to mention in the last episode. Bronwyn took accountability for getting up here faking like she was gonna buy that expensive necklace. And I don't even fault you because that would have been ridiculous. Bro, I don't even think it's logical to spend that money even if you have it. So yeah, I'm not mad at you, but there's no need to fake like you was gonna buy it because we would have completely understood. You want how much for this little necklace? No. No. Absolutely not. And so, yeah, they're over there discussing these charges and these lawsuits, and they bonding and they kikiing, and yeah, it seems like Bronwyn and Whitney are going to be a thing this season, which I'm here for it because we need to bring Whitney back up. Whitney has been like on the end of the couch. She is the last person in the promo shot, and you know, when they hold the little snowflakes and stuff, she way back here. She back here like this. You hardly even see Whitney. So I like Whitney, and I feel like she is one of the stars of the show. Whitney know how to stir up the mess. So yeah, hopefully Bronwyn can get you back up towards the front. Maybe not fully in the front, but I feel like she deserves to be before Heather. I don't know why people love Heather so much. I really get on my nerves a little bit. I used to love Heather on this show, but these past couple seasons, I'm not the biggest fan of Heather. But anyway, let's get on to Mary. Mary, oh, they know how to bring out the emotions. Like every time Mary and her son get up on the screen, I just need my box of tissues because this was a very emotional scene We have Mary talking to her son, and he says he feels like he's at a standstill. He's having trouble getting used to his new life. He's growing and he's moving forward and he's not doing some of the same things that he used to do. But it's been a hard transition because for him, he's like, well, I'm used to having all of my friends and I'm just used to a certain lifestyle. You know, I grew accustomed to it. It was like my daily routine. So that's what I was used to. So now that I'm not doing those things anymore, it's kind of like, well, damn, what do I do with myself? What do I do with my time? Where are my friends? I don't feel like I have any friends anymore. Like everything just feels so odd now. And he admits that, you know, he's been smoking weed and he says he eating a lot of food. So he kind of going from one habit to another habit. So even though it's not the hard drugs and things that he was doing before, his thing is more so, I don't want to take one habit and then just turn it into another. And so some heavy stuff. But I appreciate how patient Mary is with him and how much she gives him grace because most people, especially parents, mothers that are super religious, are also super judgmental. And, you know, they just focused on praying it away and just open your Bible. You can't just be judgmental. You can't just crack that whip on them because it's going to cause them to run. It's going to cause them not to tell you these things. It's going to cause them to hold all of these things in. It's going to cause them to maybe even do it more because they feel guilty or they feel like they're letting you down or they feel like a failure of some sort. So they feel like they're not living up to the family name. So this is something that she has grown to realize. So there's been a lot of growth, you know, with Mary. And as we've seen, just even from watching this show, Mary from season 1 to Mary now is a completely different Mary. Mary, it's a whole new person. So yeah, I love seeing both of them grow because it's not only just her son, it's her. They're both growing in this moment. They're both able to lean on each other. They're both able to kind of count on each other and learn some things from each other. He's helping Mary to kind of not be so judgmental and be so quick to like shun somebody. She's very patient and she's just being there for him. Sometimes you just need a shoulder to lean on. You just need somebody to open their ears and listen and just be there for you and just give you that support that you need in the moment. And so that's what she's providing for him. And so beautiful thing to see. Love to see it. We go to Bronwyn and Heather. They meet up for a one-on-one because they like nothing's going to get resolved with us doing this in front of the group because everybody left to chime in and yum, 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 yum. So let's try to do this one-on-one. You got Heather in the car. She waiting. She like, she gonna go in there first. Like, I ain't gonna be the one in there first. I'm gonna wait for you to walk in so I can peep you. What you got on today? What fancy over-the-top ass outfit you wearing? And what's the vibe she got? Is she switching a little hard? Is she walking calmly? What you give her? And so they get in there. They're sitting down talking. It's a little awkward at first, and so they order them some cocktails. And they both seem optimistic, and we're off to a good start. Bronwyn wants to clear up a comment that she made at the camp. Heather, you know, is talking about her parenting and mothering and her kids. And Bronwyn stated how she does things, and the two essentially just didn't see eye to eye on their parenting skills. And Heather thought Bronwyn was coming for her when she was divulging how she parents. And Bronwyn was like, no, I was just using that to kind of show you that I'm not perfect either. I had to move my kid's man up in the house so she wouldn't leave. So girl, I'm not one to judge. I was just telling you what I got going on at home, thinking you would realize like none of us are perfect parents. You know, there's no, I'm sorry, the sun was like in my eye. I'm like, damn. There's no manual or there's no book on how to be the perfect parent. So we're all out here just trying our best. So I'm sorry if you took it as a dig or you took it anyway. I didn't mean that. You know, I was just trying to bond with you because it's like every time I say something, you find something wrong with it. So I'm just like, well, damn, I don't know how to converse with you, how to form a bond, how to try to relate because you're always shutting me down. And Heather said, well, there'd be a lot of word salad. You be just throwing out words, like that mouth just be gone. You'd be doing a lot of talking and you don't be talking about nothing. And so Bronwyn's like, well, she got a lot of damn nerve. And so Heather brings up the Lisa situation and then says, it's between y'all two. I don't have no bone in this fight. This is between you and Lisa. So handle that. And my thing is, well, you ran and took her back to Lisa. So now it involves all of y'all. It's not just the two of them. And that be my problem with Heather. Heather Heather be always a lapdog for everybody in like certain seasons. Like one moment you was the lapdog for Jen. It's like now you the lapdog for Lisa. I just feel like that insecurity within Heather never left. And it's no shade, but it's like you can look as great as you want. Heather could be out here with six pack abs, and like the face of like a 25-year-old. But if you don't fix what's going on with you internally, if you don't work on your own self esteem and your own confidence and the inside along with the outside, then you always gonna still be the same and still be out here acting the same. And I feel like a lot of that comes from maybe having low self esteem. So you might have to work on that, Heather. And so we pull up to this fancy event, Amy's Saturday social. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know who the hell Amy is. Did they say who Amy is? Like, is she one of the new girls auditioning to be on the show? Is she like an old friend of the show? I'll be honest with y'all. I didn't quite catch who Amy is, but she's throwing this big old fancy party. Everybody walking in. We see Brittany walking in with Jared, her and the rest of Salt Lake's man. So they coming in. Bronwyn comes in. You know, Bronwyn always got this big over the top look. Bronwyn, she be looking tacky to me. I like Bronwyn, but I'm like, these outfits be looking tacky. You gotta know when to wear these type of outfits. Like, look at Rihanna. Rihanna wears some of the same pieces, like that big heart outfit they had, but it's where you're wearing it too that also matters. Like, you can't just be wearing this stuff to like Waffle House or to Wendy's or to like take your kid to Chuck E. Cheese. No, you wear it to like a Grammy after party or something, or for like a photo shoot, or like even for this event. I'm like, okay, I can see it for this, you know, it kind of fits. This is where you maybe dress up and you go a little over the top, not for camping and like all of these other stuff. They be chilling at each other's house and she be having on this big fluffy ass outfits or in her confessional. And it's just like, girl, the reunion. I remember Whitney was like tucked behind her outfit and she's like, hey, like I'm just trying to show my face and be on the reunion too, but girl, your outfit is like blocking me. So yeah, I didn't hate Bronwyn's look for this party because I think this was the time to kind of get done up and do the whole over the top thing. So all right, Bronwyn. Meredith and her husband come and fancy schmancy. They got the little grass wall. Next thing you know, you just see the hands come through the grass wall, handing them drinks and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's a cute touch. And then you got her husband talking about there's a glory hole or whatnot. His little joke. He's funny. I like how he's naturally funny and he always has his little one-liners ready to go. I can see how those two balance each other out because Meredith is a little stiff and he seems like he's just so sarcastic and so full of jokes and so lighthearted. So I'm sure those two balance each other out. We see Lisa. She's coming. She's in the car rehearsing her reads just fully preparing herself for what she's about to get into. You could tell she is going from A to Z. Just insert like the Galifianakis meme. And it's just her like, okay, this is what I'm gonna say to Whitney. That bitch Bronwyn tries me. This is what I'm gonna say to her. I'm gonna say she's sucking dick. Everybody's out here just sucking all this dick. And if Angie tries me, this is what I'm gonna say to Angie. And Meredith, Heather says she didn't defend me. This is what I'm gonna say to Meredith. Now I will say what you want about Lisa, but she made an entrance. Lisa knows she is the villain of Salt Lake. Every Housewives franchise needs a villain, and Lisa plays the hell out of her villain role. So she did make an entrance. When she walked in, all eyes was on Lisa. It was like, I have risen. I am here. And so she works the room, baby. Lisa is going to all of them one by one. What you said? You said what? Oh, I didn't hear it. You said what? You was on the trip. You said what? Because I'm here now. What you got to say? What you got to say, Bronwyn? What you got to say, Angie? I heard y'all hoes was talking shit. I'm here. What's up? She literally went to each of them. She started off with Meredith, because you know that's supposed to be her girl, even though they ain't as close anymore, but it's supposed to be her longtime friend. So naturally, they still have that bond there. You know, the love never fully dies. And so she starts off with her. She's like, what happened? Y'all said what? And I feel like this was a test, because it gave, I want to compare what you say to what Heather say and see if 1 + 1 = 2. I want to see if they both add up. I want to see if y'all both saying the same things. Because according to Heather, you didn't defend my ass. So I don't know if I should be believing or trusting anything you say. So let's see if it adds up to what she says. So she tests her. And then Meredith puts it on Angie. And so Lisa's like, okay, hold my beer. Let me go over here to Miss Angie. She do her little strut over to Angie. Angie, you said what? I'm here now. What's up? You said what? I don't think I heard you clearly. What? Huh? And so Angie's like, it wasn't me. You know, I threw a little comment out there because we on the Housewives, girl. Of course, I'm throwing my little shady moment out there. But it wasn't me doing all the talking, but I ain't going to be mentioning no names or whatnot. Well, she did eventually kind of mention Bronwyn. And Bronwyn is like, it was me. I said it. What's up? Because you always got so much to say about me. You always want to come for me. You always worried about how much money I got. You always worried about what I got going on with my husband. You always coming for me. I said it. What's up? Bronwyn was ready for her. Bronwyn ate Lisa up. Bronwyn ate her up. Just, oh. And this is why, Bronwyn, you secured your spot. You the first one of the new girls since Jen left to get a season 2. This is why Bronwyn is back, because Bronwyn been reading the girls down. Now, when they have casual talks and be talking casually, that's where she kind of loses everybody, because she not good with like the little casual talks. That's when she do that little head nod thing she do or whatnot. But when it comes time to read, Bronwyn reads, and it's effortlessly. Shut Lisa right on up. Lisa couldn't say nothing but, yeah, that's why you over there, you suck gout dick. Yes, you suck gout dick. Gout? So they're like, ain't that feet? She sucking feet dick? Like, what's going on? We done already had the sucking dick moment, Lisa. See, this is why you should have came to the trip. You would have known that that read was already used. You could have just crossed that out your little notebook when you was in the car sucking dick. I ain't going to say that Bronwyn sucks dick. Had a little razzle dazzle. Gout dick. Yeah, I like that one. And they would have told you, girl, that one was already used. Or you could have saw for yourself. We used that on Brittany, girls. Too late. Didn't hit. Didn't hit. And Bronwyn was just like, bow, boom, 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 boom. Read after read after read. She about to walk away and she says, Bronwyn, you need to go back to school. And Bronwyn says, you need to go to work and maybe pay off those damn bills. I said, oh, see. Ate her up. Lisa gets mad and just, you know what? I don't have time. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not doing this with you, Bronwyn. I can't. Cause you got ate up. You got ate up. Oh yeah, y'all. That is the episode. Oh, let me see. Let me see my notes. Jared talking to the men and Brittany, girl. This is why I'm calling her Mrs. Ditzy. I'm sorry. I don't care what y'all say. I'm calling her Miss Ditzy. Even her man and her clowning her. They asking Jared, like, what's going on with you and Brittany? Y'all together? Y'all gonna be together? Is you in love? The man and there. Oh, girl. An embarrassment. A whole embarrassment. You done brought this man up on here again after he done played with you last season. Girl, how many times is we gonna do this? Ooh. Just desperation, desperado, sitting in a whole Monte Carlo. Like, girl, you want to be on the show that bad? You want Jared that bad? Like, he a handsome little white man, but I'm sure you could do better. He ain't the best looking white man in the world. I'm sure you could find somebody better than Jared that'll at least treat you nice. And you can maybe suck their dick and get your bills paid or something, in the words of Whitney. Move on. Jared ain't feeling you like that. He not. So stop embarrassing yourself. But you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this review. I'm going to also post episode 1. It's a little late, but I did it just so I can, be on track with the show. So if you like this review, please go back and watch my first episode review. Please also watch some of my other reviews. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dewan Ryan. Until next time, peace.